Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to a brand new episode of my weekly gaming playlist series. We're here at Friday, so it's time for me to do a little overview and talk with you guys about the games I played this week. Let you guys know my thoughts and opinions on them. Of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so if you played any of the games I shared with you today, let me know how you enjoyed them. I'd also enjoy hearing about the games you guys are playing, as that gives me ideas of new games to play and experience, and I'm always looking for suggestions of games to play. Currently, I've been looking for a lot more Xbox 360 suggestions, so please keep those coming. I do appreciate all of them. I do have another update for you guys. Let you know about my father. He's finally home, and now he's going to start doing his home healthcare stuff for the next several months, so that's going to be a long process, but at least he's finally done with the hospital and done with the rehab center, and he's now finally at home, and now he can continue his healing journey at home, which is great. So really happy with that. Now this week, I got one new game that I started. I still need to finish beating that Captain America game, but decided I wanted to have a little change, and I picked up a game I have not played since 2018, and that is a game called Dungeon Siege 3. Square Enix title, really cool, top-down isometric action RPG. You can play this in local co-op. You can also play it online in 4-player co-op. There's actually 4 playable characters that you can choose from, and then when you play the story, you actually unlock the other characters to play as. So you have Reinhardt, who's a magician. You have Katrina. She has guns and stuff. You have Angelani. She's an archon. She has like fire magic and stuff. She's really cool. And then you also have Lucas, who's like a knight type of warrior. So you can pick one of the 4 to play as. Now, with this game, when you pick a character, you're stuck playing as that character for the entire game. You can't swap between characters. However, you can have person pick up a controller and play as any of the other 3 characters as a co-op partner, or you can let the computer be your co-op partner. They really do help you out. The AI in this game is really good. So you can change your partners, but you're stuck with the character that you are playing as. And throughout the game, you will have choices to make for who you side with stuff. Your companions will have suggestions, and you can either agree with them or you can disagree with them. And depending on the people you have with you, you know, whatever action you choose will affect your influence on them, whether they like it or they don't like it, and they will let you know. So that's something that's really cool about it. So I'll read you guys from the back. Born from a legend to unite a legion. Return to the kingdom of Ebb to define your destiny as one of 4 unique heroes. Reunite with the last of the remaining legionnaires to rid the land of evil as you collect countless treasures, upgrade your abilities, and acquire the ultimate combination of armor and weaponry. Join forces to experience the true power of the Legion. Co-op locally is 1 to 2, online 1 to 4. So that's something that's really cool. Now there is a DLC pack for this for $10. I really wish I would have bought this a while ago, because it's more than just adding like a new area. It raises up their level cap from 30 to 35. It also unlocks new abilities for your characters, new ultimate abilities. It makes their abilities even stronger, and you can augment the weapons with new stuff that you couldn't do before. So I highly recommend, before starting this game, because I've already got like 14 hours in this game, before I was like at 12 before I bought the DLC. I really wish I would have known beforehand that DLC actually added crucial, important updates and new weapons and new things to the game. So I highly recommend getting that $10 DLC, as it adds more content to the game and makes the game that much more enjoyable. So let's check out some of Dungeon Siege 3. It's also backwards compatible on the Series X, which is great. So this is the first time I've been playing it on my Series X. So let's check out some footage. Alright friends, today we're playing a game called Dungeon Siege 3. This is a sweet isometric action RPG. I really love this genre. These are some of my favorite RPGs out there. And this is one that I played when it was brand new. And then I played it for a while, stopped playing it, then I started playing it again in 2018, and then I stopped playing it. And I want to finally beat this game. The game does have several pieces of DLC. Now, sadly, quite a bit of it has been delisted now. Some of them were pre-order bonuses back in the day and stuff that you could buy. but all of those sadly are gone. But there is one DLC you can still buy called the Treasures of the Sun, which actually adds on new missions and DLC stuff for you to go through, which I would like to eventually buy that. It's $10. What I really like is that the game does have a lot of different save slots for you. Sometimes games are limited on how many you get. This one so far I have noticed no limit yet. And I've got 11 hours and 34 minutes playing, and I'm level 22. The level cap total is up to level 30. So let's check it out. Now, what I really like about this game is that there's actually 4 playable characters. There's Reinhardt, who I picked. There's also Katrina. There's Lucas. And Ajilani, which is the one I have down below. And each of them have a different influence meter, because depending on your decisions in the game, how you talk to people, what you decide in certain quests, depends on what your character that's with you thinks about that situation. And they each think about something differently, and they want you to do something differently, so you can influence them, whether it's positive or negative. So their choices do have consequences. There's a whole bunch of quests here for you to do, as well as a bunch of side quests, which I do recommend either picking up the strategy guide for this or following a guide, because you can miss side quests if you advance the story too much. So I want to make sure I go through and beat everything. You have your various abilities you can keep track of, and there's all kinds of different powers for you, and you can level them up. And every time you get leveled up, you earn points that you can then put into these abilities. And then there's also proficiencies, like my Circle of Healing, Lightning Strike, my Clock Trap, which I love this thing, is it throws a trap down around Reinhardt's feet, and all the enemies within it get damaged. It does a lot of damage, so it's very helpful, especially against bosses. And you can choose your party. You can have Lucas with you, Angelani like I have, or Katrina. Now you can play the game co-op locally, but you can play it 4-player online, which is really cool. You can play through Xbox Live, which I highly doubt anyone plays this game anymore, but it's a really fun game. It's got really good graphics. It's backwards compatible on Xbox One and Series X, which is great. So this is the first time I've actually played it on the Series X, because before this I always played it on my 360. But now that I can play it on my Series X, I definitely want to play, because you do get a boost in performance and graphics. You can do 2 camera settings. You can be real close to your character, or you can zoom out like this, and then you can rotate the camera 360 degrees, which is nice. Some of these isometric action RPGs, you can only move the camera slightly. This one you can completely 360 rotate. And then I did want to warn you guys though that when you do play single player, you cannot change the character you play as. You're stuck with the character. Like I chose Reinhardt, so the entire game I have to play as him. You can only change the companions that your NPCs play, that the computer plays as. You can't play as them, so you can't swap between them, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. There are a lot of achievements tied to playing as certain characters, so if you want to get all of them, you'd have to actually play the game 4 times and beat it with all 4 characters. Now, there's all kinds of different equipment for you guys to find as well. This game has a lot of loot, different armor pieces. Ooh, that one's really good. You can boost up his attack, and the higher the money amount for the equipment is, the better rating it usually is. Same with the color. The colors matter, and it keeps track of everything, but there's all kinds of equipment. Look at all this stuff you guys can use to equip for your characters. And they all affect different things, and you can hold all kinds of items with you. I don't believe there's a weight limit to how much stuff you can carry. I don't believe I've run into anything like that. This is where you can keep track of all your items, give you a little information about them. There's also lore stuff, gives you all kinds of history. There's a lot of stuff you can read in here, giving you backstory on the characters. This keeps track of all the deeds you've done and positives that it gives you. By doing certain quests and things, you can unlock bonuses to your characters, which is really good. And then there's a huge variety of enemies to fight. So let's go off and do some missions here. Got good music, great atmosphere too. Just fits really well. I love the voice actors. There's a great amount of voice actors. There's a variety of them in the world, and they all do a really good job. Let's show some I'm gonna show you some enemies here. I'll show you that clockwork trap. So when you lay this trap down, you want to just lure the enemies to walk right into it. Close quests. You also have a mini map there which you can turn on or turn off and zoom it in. And then I do recommend collecting as much gold as possible because there are merchants that you can buy and sell stuff as well. And then anytime you see this little green icon on the map, this little yellow arrow, this is where you can actually save. So you can create a save point. And you can die pretty quickly, especially as Reinhardt, because he's a magic user. So he's meant to do like a ranged attacks, but you can actually switch to his little lightning gauntlet too, and you can do melee attacks, but he does a lot better with his magic abilities. And you can switch between the two by just hitting the LB button. I love this ranged tearing ability that he does. It's just not very effective if the enemies get too close to you, so you're going to have to make sure you run away if you're playing as Reinhardt. So, like I said, they all have their own strengths and their own weaknesses, and you just got to get used to playing the characters that you are. There we go. And then the enemies do drop random loot, plus there's that little yellow bar around my name. That keeps track of your XP bar, so every time you complete missions, every time you kill enemies, you'll increase your XP, and then you'll level up when it gets maxed out. So you want to just make sure you kill as many enemies as you can. You can always go back to older areas within some of these missions, and the enemies will respawn. You can just keep killing them over and over if you need to level up, because some of the bosses can be really, really difficult, and so you want to try to level up as much as you can. Knocked down by that dude's attack. But you also will find health orbs, or little green balls, and then you also have a mana bar. You'll find little mana balls that enemies will drop, and you'll find them by destroying crystals, stuff like that. You'll find it also, there's all kinds of chests throughout the world that you'll find that you can unlock to find more loot and gold and stuff. And then you can hotkey to your X, Y, and B button. That's what those three icons are above your character's portrait there. So those are all different abilities that you can use. Just wanted to give you guys a little look at the game, a little taste of it. If you like isometric action RPGs, I highly recommend Dungeon Siege 3. It's a really fun game, and you can play it with friends, local co-op, and online. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that footage there. I've been playing this week off and on, been having a lot of fun with it. I would like to finally get this game beat. There are a whole bunch of side quests to do. There is a strategy guide, which I would recommend getting. It's only like a $10, maybe $15 at most. But there are quests that you can miss, and there's also quests that if you do certain main quests, they can actually deactivate side quests. You have to do them before. So if you're looking to do everything, I recommend checking out a guide online, or get the strategy guide if you want to do everything like I was doing for this. And then there's also, game is also meant for you to play through the game more than once as different characters if you want to experience their character's ending, and you want to get all the achievements that are in the game, then it's meant to be played multiple times. There's different difficulty settings. I'm just playing it on normal, and I find the challenge to be fair. Sometimes it can be really difficult, but what you can do when you find a difficult spot is you can always go back to other areas you had already unlocked and beat, and you can, keep defeating enemies because they will respawn, and you can get yourself leveled up. And when you do more quests, especially doing all these side quests, you're going to level your character up even more. And every character is unique. It has their own stats, and they have their own play style. So it really comes down to the kind of character you like to play. It's like, I love mage characters, so that's why I like playing as Reinhardt with his magic abilities. And once I got his stuff leveled up, he does some really great spells, and he's one of my favorite characters, and I'm really glad that I'm playing it. I am hoping to get this game beat this year, but I highly recommend you guys check out Dungeon Siege 3. It's a really awesome game. It's also on PS3, but if you have it on 360 and you have one of the new consoles, you can play it through backwards compatibility. You get a boost to the graphics and performance, and I love playing it on the Series X. It's really awesome. Definitely think you guys should check it out, so let me know your guys' thoughts if you played Dungeon Siege 3. I'd also love to hear about the games you guys are playing, and if you have any recommendations, especially Xbox 360 titles, let me know, as I'm always looking for new games to play and experience. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see you next time.